God, sorry. I think I might start calling our guest Canadian, but then I had to digress because I wasn't sure.
All right, well, you can ask the first set of questions because I know you're a big fan of the nickname she has. So, folks, without further ado, Sarah Cheesecake Moras is on the line with us now. Sarah, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So my co-host Ben, like I said, is a big fan of your nickname, and it would only be fair if he asked the first set of questions. So Ben, go ahead, man.
Oh, thank you. You are so nice, and as are you for taking some time out of the schedule to be on the show. It's greatly appreciated there. I'd say,
no problem.
Let me just cut to the chase right now. How, where, why,
okay.
Why the best name ever, Cheesecake?
Why Cheesecake? And sorry,
well,
it's really quiet.
That it's like fucking, yeah, but pardon me, sorry, I'm getting excited here. Yeah, why the nickname Cheesecake? Why'd you pick like probably the best dessert walking God's green earth for your fighter nickname, or how was it given to you?
Okay, well, I had a fight in the UK, and a friend of mine told me to come out to this song. He was too, like, pussy to come out to it himself. So he, like, sort of dared me to come out to this song called Cheesecake by the Muppets. So I did it, and my friend was like, man, if you come out to this song, I'll bake you a cheesecake afterwards. So I did it, and she baked me a cheesecake, and then afterwards everywhere on the internet it said Sarah Cheesecake Moras. So it kind of stuck.
No, I can allow it. That's fine. Any explanation, I think, for the Cheesecake nickname would be boss. And you got it first, and that's good. Like, I really do appreciate that. I can't lie to you. However, I can't lie. I was confused. I started claiming you to be from Canada. Now, that's not true, is it?
No, I am from Canada. I lived in England for a year, so just on Facebook, it's just, England's like my second home, so that's why it says that, and it confuses everyone.
Fair enough, but let me ask you, I don't want to stereotype or anything, but are you a fan of the Trailer Park Boys by any chance?
I've actually never really watched a full episode. It's not really my thing.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, in the meantime, you just ruined all my questions. So let me pass it over to my co-host.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. But, all right, yeah. AJ, why don't you ask us some of those fancy analytical questions you got going on?
Okay, so first question I have was already asked, how did you get the nickname, which is pretty cool. But your previous fight was at Invicta FC2. Are you on the contract with Invicta or another organization?
I'm not currently signed to Invicta. It was a one-fight contract that I signed. Right now, I'm also signed a one-fight contract with AFC, and I'm fighting in Winnipeg on Saturday. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Wow, okay, so tell us about the opponent, the training camp you've been in to prepare for that, and your mindset for that fight.
For this next one?
Yeah.
Well, I got a call while I actually saw Misha Tate at the last Invicta, so she lives like about 6 hours away from me, so she invited me to train down with her. So I went down and I trained with her for a couple days on my days off work. And I got a text from my coach while I was down there saying that I have this fight lined up against Christina. She's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt and an amateur boxer. So I'm so pumped for this. Like I jumped straight back into a fight camp after the last one, and I'm more ready than ever for this fight. So I'm super excited.
You sound excited. Is there any way that we can check it out? Like, where can we watch it at?
I believe it's a pay-per-view online at aggressionfc.com, I believe. And, yeah, it's like $10 or something to watch the show.
And it's this Saturday?
This Saturday, yeah, September 15th.
Okay, cool. I will definitely do my best to check that out. So you have this fight coming up. So is there any other fights after that? Like, are you trying to fight every 2 months, every 3 months? Like, how often do you fight, and do you have any fights lined up after this one? Or this is your main focus right now?
This is my main focus right now. I don't have anything lined up, although we are looking for opponents for something maybe in November. So we're just trying to keep me as busy as possible. I had about 2 years off between, like, just until recently. I fought in April, but before that I hadn't fought for almost 2 years. So I'm just trying to keep busy. I had a lot of fights fall through in those 2 years, like probably about 10. So I've trained my ass off, and I just haven't gotten in there and shown what I can do. So I'm just trying to show as many people what I'm capable of and trying to get out there, because I've put my time in and I'm ready to show everyone and to dominate in the sport.
So are you planning on fighting in different organizations to build a resume, or to get potentially to Strikeforce?
Well, it depends what's happening with Strikeforce and everything. I want to be where the fights are at. Right now I'm trying to keep busy, so pretty much whatever comes up. But Strikeforce has always been at the top of my list. But now with Invicta, it's another show that I'd love to get back on. Yeah, I don't know. I hear different things about Strikeforce from everyone, so if they keep up the women's division and it stays with the high-level opponents that are in it right now, I'd love to be there. But if not, then I think my new home will be Invicta.
Well, I think your fight with Raquel Pennington was actually one of the best fights of the night. There obviously were many great fights, but this fight, before the main event, obviously a lot of people talking about that. They were talking about your fight with Raquel Pennington. So talk about your training camp for that fight and how the fight played out from round 1 to round 3.
That training camp was kind of one of the worst ones I've had. I don't know. I don't like to make excuses. I did break my nose about 5 weeks out from that fight, so I was hitting pads and trying to grapple leading into that fight camp, whereas I didn't get the MMA sparring that I would have loved to have for that fight. So the first round, I can't really remember much. I didn't watch it. I just don't feel like that's where I'm at. So I don't know. It's hard to wrap. I don't know. I just don't want to watch it right now, so I haven't watched it yet. But in my mind, I just remember it being on the ground a lot. I remember being on my back a lot. I remember watching the first Invicta, and I thought some of the fights were stopped a bit early. I didn't want anything to happen because of my nose, because it was already broken. I didn't want it to start bleeding and something to happen where the ref would decide to stop it or the doctor to stop it when I was still capable of fighting. So I wanted to keep it on the ground where it wouldn't get hit and broken and where I could just keep fighting. So that's sort of what I was doing. I really wish I could have worked my stand-up in that fight, but it is what it is.
Wow, that's one hell of a story. Okay, well, this leads me to my next question. With Invicta FC having these cards that I'm pretty sure they're going to produce one after the next, is there anyone in particular at 135 that you have your eyes on to fight?
There definitely is. I think after losing my last fight, it's going to be hard to get the fights that I've wanted. I think I need to build up my record a bit more. Like, I want to be fighting the best. I think that Sarah DeLelio, or however you say her name, I think she's one to look out for, and I'd love to have a chance to fight her, along with all, like everyone on that card is someone, so pretty much anyone would be awesome.
Okay, cool. So I'm looking forward to watching the fight on Saturday, and I want to thank you again for taking the time out on Sunday night to be on the show. And good luck on Saturday. We'll look forward to talking to you in the future.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks
Thanks
again.
for having me.